Deep in a kingdom far, far away, there was a forest. Not just any forest, mind you. Oh no, this forest was magical. It was a place where dreams and reality intertwined. Sunbeams danced on mossy stones, creating a mesmerizing light show that enchanted all who saw it. Little fairies flew among the colorful flowers, their wings shimmering like tiny rainbows in the sunlight. Talking animals greeted you with a smile, their eyes twinkling with wisdom and kindness. It was the most magical place you could imagine, filled with wonders and secrets waiting to be discovered. One day, a beautiful princess wandered into the woods. Her name was Elara, and she was known throughout the kingdom for her adventurous spirit. She had long flowing hair that cascaded down her back like a waterfall, and a mischievous sparkle in her eyes that hinted at her love for adventure. Elara wasn't afraid of anything. She had faced many challenges before and always emerged victorious. In fact, she loved adventures. The thrill of the unknown excited her, and she eagerly explored her surroundings. She couldn't wait to see what wonders the forest held. Every step she took revealed something new and magical, filling her heart with joy and wonder. Princess Elara wasn't your typical princess. She didn't care much for fancy dresses or boring royal balls. Elara preferred exploring and making friends, especially with magical creatures. Elara could talk to animals. She could even speak pixie language. Her best friends were the unicorns. These majestic creatures lived in a hidden meadow deep within the forest. Elara loved to braid flowers into their shimmering manes. They would gallop through the forest, their laughter echoing through the trees. Elara felt most free when she was with her unicorn friends. Meanwhile, in a neighboring kingdom lived Prince Harold. He was not your typical prince. Harold was, well, he was a bit clumsy. He tripped over his own feet, he spilled his tea. He once even started a small fire with a toaster. It was quite the spectacle in the castle kitchen. But Harold was a kind soul. Despite his clumsiness, he always tried to help others. He had a heart of gold and always meant well. His intentions were pure, and everyone in the kingdom knew it. And oh boy, did he love pie. Pies of all kinds brought him immense joy. Apple pie, blueberry pie, even shepherd's pie. He was known to have a particular fondness for pies. He couldn't resist a good pie. The mere sight of a pie would light up his face with delight. One sunny afternoon, Harold decided to go for a walk in the woods. The weather was perfect and the forest was calling. He brought along a basket filled with his favorite, apple pie. The aroma of the freshly baked pie filled the air as he strolled through the woods, enjoying the peaceful surroundings and the promise of a delicious treat. Elara skipped through the forest, her heart light and her laughter echoing through the trees. She was chasing a playful squirrel, its bushy tail flicking as it darted from tree to tree. She was so engrossed in the chase that she wasn't looking where she was going. The forest was dense and the ground was uneven, but Elara's eyes were fixed on the squirrel. Suddenly she bumped into something solid, or rather, someone. "Oof!" gasped a voice as both of them stumbled backward. Elara looked up, her eyes widening in surprise. There, standing before her, was a young man covered in pie. It was Harold, the prince from the neighboring kingdom. He had tripped over a root and landed face first into his basket of freshly baked apple pie. The delicious aroma filled the air, mingling with the earthy scent of the forest. Elara tried not to laugh, but it was hard. The sight of Harold with pie smeared all over his face was just too funny. Harold looked so surprised and, well, pie-eyed. His expression was a mix of shock and embarrassment. "Oh dear," Elara giggled, extending a hand to help him up. "Are you all right?" Harold blushed, clearly embarrassed by the situation. I think so," he stammered, wiping pie off his nose and trying to regain his composure. His cheeks were as red as the apples in the pie. "I'm Harold," he said, finally managing a smile. "And you are?" Elara's eyes twinkled with amusement. "Princess Elara," she replied with a warm smile. "But please, call me Elara." And that's how the adventurous princess and the clumsy prince met. It was an encounter neither of them would ever forget. Over a pie, of course. The forest seemed to hold its breath, as if acknowledging the beginning of a new friendship.